Hey guys, it is Monday here in West Virginia, and we're kind of going to do our Mopar Monday and our 2-4 Truckin' Tuesday video all in one right now. I've got two M2 machines, exclusive Dodge trucks to show you guys. Both are Power Wagons, and both are pretty hard to find. They're exclusives, for one for SEMA and one for O'Reilly's. The SEMA one, unbelievably though, it's actually coming down in price. You can actually get it for a pretty fair price nowadays. Even the Chase one, which I'm really surprised about. But the Chase, really looking at it here, we'll take a look at it first. Now, looking at your numbers here, your production numbers, it's a limited edition, and it is limited to 1,200 pieces, which is pretty limited for your regular run. Usually they're at least like 3,600, maybe as low as 2,400, but 1,200, usually it's not that low. For SEMA it may be, but I'm just talking about maybe your regular run-of-the-mill, like exclusive car, like Miho exclusive, or like a store exclusive, like for Walmart or Target. So 1,200 is almost getting to be like Chase production numbers. And then the Chase car is 600 pieces. So really, it's not much rarer than this regular one. And as I've mentioned before, nowadays, I don't really collect Chase stuff. If I do end up getting a Chase car with the gold trim or green trim, whatever product it may be, I usually sell it. Unless it happens to be like a really cool looking Chase piece that looks like a stock car, kind of like Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunts. Those are about the only things that I have found myself keeping occasionally for my collection. I think I've got 2 or 3 of them in my collection right now. But for M2, Greenlight, Auto World, all of them, there isn't any in my collection actually. Now, Auto World and even Greenlight are ones that could be acceptable, like with the emerald green paint or the candy red, ultra red paint. That's pretty cool, as long as they don't throw like colored tires on it or colored wheels. I used to love colored tires. I still do, but my collection, I'm kind of leaning more toward like vehicles that look real, something that could be production one-to-one cars. But anyways, back to this guy here. Anyways, as I mentioned, you can get this as probably as cheap as like 25 bucks now. That's what I paid for this one. The Chase one I've seen go as low as 35 to 40 bucks. Actually, I think one sold on eBay at auction about a week or two ago for, I think, like $38, something like that, which is very cheap for a Chase piece, because when these first came out, last year or earlier this year, they were going for 80 bucks on the Chase and 40 bucks for the regular. But now, as I said, the regular is down to like 25, Chase is down to like 40, maybe 45 tops. So that's not a bad deal for a great looking truck like this. This is a really badass looking truck. It's the same as the purple Auto Haulers one, towing the trailer with the CUDA inside. The only difference is it's green instead of purple. The back side of this doesn't really say much, except this is a 60th anniversary of SEMA, which is pretty cool. Then 1974 Dodge Power Wagon, and where to find M2 online, and your licensing stuff and choking hazards, age recommendations, and things like that. Front is the same. But yeah, being the 60th anniversary, that's pretty cool. So let's get him out and take a look at him. I've already cut the back open like a door so we can get him out and look at him. And one thing I was looking at this past week, I was going to try to get a Carlisle event car for this year. The Fish Stick 68 Barracuda, like pro stock car, or one from last year or the year before, the 71 Charger RT, like pro street race car. Those things are super expensive, and they're production of, I think, 1,000 or 1,500, pretty much like the SEMA. but they're going for big money, like $60 to $80. Some people are crazy. They're asking like 100 to 150 for them. They're probably not going to get that. But I'd seen a couple of the new one being bid on, and they were up to $50 already. I can't believe the money they're bringing. So I probably will not be obtaining one of those anytime soon. So anyways, as I mentioned, this is done in, I don't know if this would be like your limelight color. It's not really sassy grass or something like that. This is more of like that yellowish green or greenish yellow that they used to have. I forgot what it was called, like lemon twist, limelight, something like that. That's what it reminds me of. And the SRT stripe angled looks really cool. SEMA on the lower front part of the door looks really cool. Not overdone with a bunch of sponsor stuff, which is really good. And your stock looking tailgate with SRT and your Dodge in the center and such. It looks really, really cool. Your 4x4 there, 1974 vanity plate. Nice detail on the tail lights with the red and your white backups. Detailed door handles and door locks, and done up in black with your little Hellcat badge on the front fenders. White lettered off-road Wrangler tires. And you had your marker lights detailed on the front fenders anyways. Detailed headlights that you can see through the front brush guard. These brush guards sometimes come out crooked. I know I've had a couple I've had to straighten out a little. This one's a little bit crooked, but not too bad. And then it's got your SRT hood. And this one, I don't think I've opened the hood on this one yet. And it's a bear to get some of these hoods open. I'm not going to get this hood open. That's why I haven't opened it yet. But one thing that's really crazy, the purple SRT one in the auto hauler set, the hood opened on that one fairly easy. And if you guys have it at home and you've opened it up, take a look in the engine compartment. They got all these Hellcat badges, SRT stuff all over the truck. And it's got a carbureted old style engine in it, probably a 360 or something. So crazy, they went through all that and they put the wrong engine in it. But it's an easy fix, especially if you have like the model kits and you have extra engines. You can go ahead and take one of the supercharged Hellcat engines and throw in it if it's not correct. Or like me, half the time I don't even open the hoods. So anyways, it's a great looking truck. I highly recommend for you guys to get it if you don't have it in your collection yet. Really nice piece. And I'm assuming that it's going to get harder and harder to find, and the price will start to climb again in a year or two, possibly. Now, this guy right here is probably the least desirable of the O'Reilly's exclusives when it comes to the Dodge trucks anyways. We had the first release, which was the Adventurer 150 step side in the ornament, green with the Christmas tree. That was a pretty cool one. Actually, that was probably my favorite Christmas release, even though the other Globes that were a Walmart exclusive of the Snow Fighters look pretty good. I just don't like the white wheels on them. That's why I wheel swapped mine. Now, these white wheels look fantastic. They got the holes cut out in them. The Snow Fighters, they didn't do that with. That's why I had to wheel swap mine. And the other one that we had the same wheel issue, was the Coca-Cola one, and it had the snowflakes all over it. Pretty cool looking truck, but the wheels killed it. So that's why I went with the O'Reilly's as my favorite pick for Christmas. Now, the butterscotch and white one that just came out, that one is really nice, and that one's getting to be really hard to find. This one you can see pop up every now and then on eBay for 20 bucks or so. Nice looking truck. It's just, I'm not a big fan of the pop culture like stuff where they put the brands all over it and things like that. But because I got this and the butterscotch one for a steal. Actually, I found both on eBay for $36 with only $5 shipping for both of them. So I snagged them up. Even though I had the butterscotch one on the way from someone else, I had to buy it because it was a really good deal, and I just swapped one of the butterscotch ones with a 2-wheel drive chassis. So now I got a lifted one and a slammed one. So let's get the Turtle Wax one out and look at it. But there's really nothing to really tell you about on the box. It's just Turtle Wax logos all over the place, and where there's not a Turtle Wax logo, there's an M2 logo, and the 14 plus, and your licensing stuff on the bottom. So this is one that is a cool truck, and this is one that I know on a lot of them I've taken the tampos off, but because this is a two-tone truck, I'm not going to chance it, because I'm pretty sure the main base paint is green, and I'm pretty sure it's the whole entire truck was done in green, and then they laid these white two-tone panels on it as a tampo. The roof, I'm not so sure about. That could be paint. I'm not so sure, but I'm not going to try to take the Turtle Wax logos off, because my luck, it will be a mistake, and I will take the green paint, and there will be white marks all over the side where the Turtle Wax logo used to be, so I'm not going to do that. So it doesn't look too bad with the Turtle Wax. It kind of does look like a company truck, like you would see one of their show vehicles at like an ISCA event or SEMA, something like that, with Turtle Wax on it. And what better place to find something like this as an exclusive than an auto parts store? So, pretty cool. Now this one is a 1974. The other one's a 74 also. I was just looking at the location of the Dodge logo, but that one is a full-blown custom. This one's pretty much stock, except for the Turtle Wax logos. Yeah, I like how they put the Dodge lettering on the edge of the hood. Nice little detail there. Very nice looking truck. Sorry I'm not taking these off the base. I just didn't have the time for it to do that. But this one, we'll see if we can get the hood open on it. Yeah, it's kind of hard, but it came open. Now you can see it's got the old style engine painted blue, which is correct, with the snorkel air cleaner for the carburetor, and it's got yellow tank on the radiator. I'm sure that's probably something to help with, like Turtle Wax or something. Yellow, I'm not sure why it's yellow. Should have been black or brass, maybe. But anyways, that's it for today, guys. Our 2 Power Wagons. And as I said, I recommend both of them. And the Turtle Wax one, as I said, it's not my cup of tea, but it is one that is a little bit of elusive, so you may have a little bit of a tough time finding it for a reasonable price. People's on there selling them for like 30 or 40 bucks. They're not really selling them. That's what they're asking for them. I waited till I could find one for like less than 20 was what I was going for, and I found it. So if you shop around, you'll find them for like 15 to 20 bucks. But they're going to get more and more elusive as we go on. Same thing with the SEMA. So if you have the opportunity to grab them, I would. So I'm not sure when we're going to be back this week. It may not be until Friday for our Free It Friday. Just depends what we have coming in. We have some cool stuff coming up. Some old Toys R Us exclusives coming in and things like that. So we have some cool stuff coming up over the next few weeks. So be sure to turn on your notification bell so you know when we do make a new video for you guys. So enjoy your week, and I'll talk to you this weekend.